15 of the best brands out there. I've chosen just one cologne from each of the brands so that if you want to discover the best of the best, and if it's all too confusing to just go and test every single fragrance from each line, then this is your go-to list. By the way, this is a men's cologne channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let's start with Prada. For Prada, it was a hard choice. I love so many Pradas, but the one that was mind-blowingly good, that gave me that really intense first impression that I just go back to it again and again, and I recommend to you guys, is Prada Luna Rossa Black. The bottle is absolutely cool, but the juice inside, it is mysterious, it is introverted, it's sensual. This is like a minty, dusty vanilla that is super comforting. It's perfect for moodier sort of date nights, that sort of occasion, or fall winter time. Absolutely gorgeous from Prada. And although they do really clean fragrances very well, this is like the best of both worlds. Clean, but also slightly sensual. Next, let's go to Dior. And to be honest, I was really struggling with this one. And for Dior, there's so many fragrances, but I decided to exclude the exclusive collections from each of these brands because they have got the exclusive one, and just stick to the normal designer level clones. And to me, there is something about this one. I was going between Dior Elixir, the new version, Dior Sauvage Elixir, and Dior Homme Intense. But this one, for me, it's just a bit more unique, super impressive. Ever since I smelt it for the first time, I knew, like, Dior, you have my heart. It's iris, it's calming, it's beautiful, it's sexy, but not in like an obvious cologne way. It's more of a refined taste, I think, but to me, this is just the best. If you prefer the best, but a bit more maybe popular than Dior Elixir, but this is magic. On a designer budget to have a cologne like this, absolutely amazing. I've also included some niche popular fragrance brands in this list, and one of them is definitely Parfums de Marly, or PDM for short. And you might be surprised, but it's actually Greenly. I was thinking about this, and I just have to say, this is the cologne that I grab to recommend all the time. Maybe because it's so underrated, it's not as popular as Leighton maybe, or Herod, but it's so good. It's so unique smelling. This is like your green apple, super spicy, transparent, woody scent. This is a killer. It's so strong. For a freshie, you won't find many fragrances that are stronger, more long-lasting, more projecting than this. That's why I love it. It's so fun and different for a freshie, and sexy. Like for a guy, I just love this one. It's a winner in my book. Let's come back to the popular designer houses, and let's go to Armani. Armani, to me, there is one line in particular that not only do I adore, but I know you guys do as well, and you comment on my videos all the time. To me, the best flanker is Stronger View, absolutely, from Emporio Armani. Although I love Armani Code line, for example, I love Acqua di Gio line. I am a gourmand person at heart, and this gives me that super sexy, aggressive gourmand cologne. It's so strong. It gives you a lot of nutty sweetness, but also harsh, smoky woodiness. It is a strong cologne, and to me it's extremely manly, extremely sexy. And I also love that you can't find this flanker everywhere. You can only pretty much find it online, at least where I live. I have never seen it like out on display. Next is Jean Paul Gaultier, and this one is an obvious one if you've seen my videos. Le Mâle Le Parfum Intense. This cologne, it's sprayed all the time on this channel, so I can still smell it from here. It's such a beautiful minty dusty vanilla. It's super sensual, really strong of a fragrance, perfect for going out. It's fun, it's more sophisticated than the original Le Mâle. To me, this is just playful, what Le Mâle should be in 2023. really, really good. Next is VERSACE, and this one, I know that I might not be with the popular crowd, and by the way, let me know if you had to pick one fragrance from, for example, VERSACE, which one would be your favorite. For me, you might be surprised by this, but it is this one. I do love VERSACE, for example, Eros, but personally, this is the one that makes the biggest impression on me. I love it. I love the price of it. It's so aquatic, fresh, sexy, straight out of the shower. For the price that you can get this for at discounters, it's absolutely amazing, stunning. A recommendation to any age out there. This suits any age. It's super casual, great for summer, amazing. Now let's go to BYREDO, and by the way, I'll link all of these down below and any discounts I've got for any of the colognes, so you can get the best deals, and I'll link also samples so you can also test them out if you want. BYREDO. This is my fave, okay? It's a newer release, it's Del Santos, but for a guy, this is heavenly. It's so unusual. It's medicinal, it's a woody, but like in a soft way. It's that bit spicy, it's got black tea in here. It's... you have to try it. It's intense, it's loud for a BYREDO fragrance as well. This cologne is so good. Not for everybody, I must admit, but for me, this is the best one for a guy. Like, this is signature worthy, this is killer for me, absolute killer. Next we've got GUERLAIN, and for this brand there's many impressive ones, but I chose my first cologne GUERLAIN Love, and it is L'Homme Idéal Eau de Parfum. I know many of you purchased it because of my love for this fragrance, and I'm very glad. It's a really lovely, unusual for the designer market, cherry almond freshy for men, and it's just so romantic, sexy. Check out this line, but in particular Eau de Parfum. I know they've changed the bottle a couple of times, but it's the same scent. Next up we've got DOLCE&GABBANA, and for this one I had to choose Pour Homme because this one was Maciej's dating fragrance when he was dating me before we got married, and to me this is just absolutely stunning. I loved when he smelled like this. It's super soothing tobacco with some really lovely smoothing lavender. It's really romantic and sexy, and you want to hug this fragrance. It's not as popular as it used to be when it first came out around 94, I believe, but it's still got this modern twist. It's such a good one. Check it out if you enjoy like your more lavender based colognes. Next up we've got Creed, and I know that there's so many Creeds I love, but to me the one that I adore the most on men, and sadly my husband hates this fragrance, not maybe hates, but he will not wear it. It's, well, maybe I'll change that. It's Virgin Island Water from Creed. Such a fun tropical coconutty scent, but it smells so sophisticated and just like, oh, you want to melt and smell it. Oh, this is to die for. It's my favorite. I know it's not everybody's taste. If you don't like coconut, you'll run the opposite direction, but to me this is so fun, laid back, casual. Oh, such a good cologne, can't fault it. Next up is Tom Ford, and I've got this bottle here, but it's not actually the scent because I have just run out. We have just run out of Woodwood, and I want to just represent it, but we need to get a new bottle. That's how much I love this scent. Woodwood for men. It's an amazing dry woody cologne. It projects really nicely. It's a strong woody scent. It's so attractive. My husband gets compliments for it all the time, and I just die for it. I love it. And there's not many empties that we have in our collection because we've got so many colognes and fragrances in our collection, but this one run out because it's just such a good cologne. It's so sexy. Next, Hermes, no brainer. Terre d'Hermes, Eau de Toilette in particular. It's a classic. It's one of those fragrances that you'll own for a lifetime if you'll get it. It's so good if you don't use it up sooner. I mean, this cologne is vetiver, it's earthy, it's fresh, fresh in a different way than your Dolce&Gabbana light blue, for example. This is a completely different level of fresh earthiness, so try it out if you have never experienced anything like that, and if you're intrigued, this is a classic. It's such a good masterpiece cologne. I adore it. YSL, what could it be? It could only ever be YSL La Nuit de l'Homme Eau de Toilette. I love this scent. It's one of my favorite, all-time favorite men's colognes. You can't go wrong with any formulation of this scent. There is something about it. This lavender and fresh bergamot, but everything is so soothing, so romantic. It's addictive, this cologne. It's better than many niche colognes. If I had like billionaire budget, I would still want this in my husband's collection. This is that good. I mean, honestly, the hype is real, but it is for a really good reason. Next cologne we've got from INITIO, because it's a sister brand for Parfums de Marly, and this one in particular was also one of my first loves for the brand. It's a fragrance that, you know, I don't smell anywhere. I haven't smelled anybody who smells like this, but this scent is so good. It's Rehab from INITIO. Oh my gosh. It is one of the kind. It's super clean, powdered snow, James Bond on a mountain sort of a scent. It's lavender, but like really powdery, clean tobacco lavender. It's so sexy, so different, and it kind of smells like a spa, but in like such a different way. It's hard to explain, but believe me, you'll be flabbergasted. You'll want to smell like this. Just so amazing. And we had to also do Chanel. So I'm guilty of actually starting to like the Bleu de Chanel line a bit more than Allure. I don't know what it is. I think I'm having a phase with Bleu de Chanel, but between Allure Homme Sport Extreme and this one, it was a hard call. It's very close, but at the moment I just love Bleu de Chanel, in particular Parfum. It's so good. It's my personal choice. I do say to you, just go for the Eau de Parfum, unless you're like really, you know, love one version over the other, because that one projects the most and performs the best, and it seems to be an important factor for all of you. But for me, like, the scent of the Parfum is divine. It just amps it up a little bit from the Eau de Parfum. It's more sexy, it's more expensive, it's more deep. It's a masterful blue cologne for men. Nobody can resist its charm, let's say, and it's one that will always be in my collection. I actually bought it with my own money just to have it, like one of the first colognes I ever bought, just for like talking about it. I was like, I'm going to buy it. My husband loved it, but he never bought it, and I was like, I'm going to buy it and buy it for him, and he'll have to wear it, and I also will talk about it a lot. I love it so much. I hope you enjoyed this video and you'll get some recommendations for the best colognes to check out from all these brands. Follow this channel if you haven't already. I'm also on TikTok at Monica_Tioch, so if you want to have more content, I'm all on there as well, and I'll link all of these down below in the description bar, which is under this video. So check out see more or something like that, and then it will extend into the whole description of this video and the best savings to buy colognes. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.